Hey guys, this is Yjang. This is day 3 of the Tangent Podcast. In this episode, we're talking about the ethics of piracy in both online media and video games. As we go on this, we're just talking about is it ethical to pirate from anime or video games if the market isn't a free market for consumers that doesn't benefit consumers. So you can listen with us here, and I hope you enjoy the show. Now, this is day 3 of the 12 Days of Tangent. Let's get into it.
I actually do want to talk about, since we're talking about pirates, I sent you that video. Yesterday, yeah. So you already seen the first one. We're talking about the video by Uniquenameosarus. He released the follow-up video for his first one called You Should Pirate Anime, which garnished about like 1 million or so views, and then he just made his follow-up.
I'd already seen the first one.
And basically, the argument is, you should pirate anime because you're boycotting an industry that sets itself as an oligopoly, which is anti-consumer.
Yeah, like he even states, and I agree with him, that if it was just a monopoly with just one company having all the licenses, it'd be better than this shit right now. Because at least I could go to one place and legally pay some money to see everything I want in good quality, instead of it being split across 4 or 5 different places. Say I want to watch a couple different animes. Like when I started watching them, I wanted to watch Gurren Lagann, I wanted to watch JoJo, I wanted to watch Full Metal Alchemist. Those 3, I think, are split across 3 different platforms. I know Full Metal Alchemist is on Netflix. I don't know where JoJo is. And I don't know where Gurren Lagann is. I don't know where the other 2 are because I couldn't find them on Netflix.
I know that you're going to have a hard time if you want to watch Goblin Slayer, One Punch Man, and Evangelion.
One Punch Man is on Netflix, thankfully. Evangelion is nowhere. I couldn't find it anywhere. Apparently it's coming to Netflix in 2019, but I actually wanted to watch it recently. So I found alternatives to that, so... It's a pretty good show so far, though, except, it's from the 90s. And
that said, I kind of wanted to take this argument because I agree with all the points there, but I wanted to hear your opinion in terms of gaming companies.
What do you mean?
Well, he raises the argument for video streaming, and I believe we all understand, like, a lot of people would not pay for HBO if they could help it if it weren't for the fact that they have Game of Thrones on there. But the thing is, that's the one show that is pirated more than it is watched legally. And it made me think about like emulators as well as, games, how we consume them. Because, for example, you really can't buy Super Mario Bros., like the original Super Mario Bros., legally from Nintendo without having to go to their store and hoping that they have it in the 3DS or Nintendo Switch store that they port over. Even then, you might say, well, I don't really like the Switch so much. I mean, I like Breath of the Wild. I like the PlayStation 4, though. I wish it was on the PS4, so...
Yeah, I don't like console exclusives. I don't like how they can just take an entire thing and keep to themselves. Like, for example, Bloodborne, because it's one of the reasons that I got a PS4, is because I really like Dark Souls. I really like all those games. And it's like, oh, a new From Software game, cool. Oh, it's got guns. It's in, like, a Victorian-looking era. That'll be cool. Oh, it's only on PlayStation. Well, I have a PlayStation 3 and an Xbox 360. I guess I'm choosing PlayStation this time. And I'm happy I did, because the PlayStation has Persona, which became my favorite series.
And it's a PlayStation exclusive, if I remember correctly, P5.
Well... the mainline games are. The Persona Q games are on 3DS. Speaking of them, I have the case here for Persona Q1 next to me because I picked it up about a month back because I've gone through almost all the mainline games right now. I'm just finishing up 3. So I'm going to play the side games until the next one comes out in like the 2020s.
So, but that's the thing though. The fact that you had to,
For that kind of example though, like, I did emulate Breath of the Wild. I had it on Wii U, and I really enjoyed it. But I looked online, and I saw, people were modding Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool. Because I really enjoy modding. It's the reason I enjoy Bethesda games a lot, is because I can mod them into basically anything I want. So I thought, okay, I could mod Breath of the Wild to make it something I really enjoy. So I figured out how to emulate it on PC, modded it, and I really enjoyed it until I got about 80% of the way through the game, beat Ganon, and I was like, okay, that's good by me. And I didn't have the Switch at the time, so it was a huge improvement over the Wii U graphics. But I think that's ethical because I already paid them for that product. And if it was on a PC, I probably would have rebought it, maybe on sale or something. But like I've bought Skyrim 3 times now. I've bought it on 360. I bought it on PC, and then I got the special edition on PC. So I've bought Skyrim 3 times, and I'm okay with doing that because I enjoyed it every single time. If like it's another thing. Like if I could legally give companies money for me to get their products, I would. Like for example, Evangelion. I would love to pay a few dollars to go. Okay, here's Evangelion. Maybe at most like $10 to watch the whole season. Like I'd be okay with that because I'd be okay. You giving me 29 episodes. I mean. For at least the first one. I know there's movies and such after, but I'm just talking about the main series here. I would give them money for that. Like, for example, the other day, there was a deal going on with Amazon Prime Video, and I'm not an Amazon Prime member, but it was available to everyone. It was, you can buy the whole of Cowboy Bebop for $9.99, and you can own it. And I said, I really love that series. I'll buy it so I can watch it anytime I want in HD.
DRM?
No, it's downloaded. I got all the files. So
okay,
and I really enjoy the series, and it felt good to me, you know, because I at the start I did not watch it on a regular site, but now I know okay that's fine because I bought it, and I would do that for most of the series that I enjoy. It's just there's no option to because it's split across so many places. And all these, alternative sites, they're usually not too great quality. There's always their ads are terrible. There's the fear of viruses if you're not careful, at least on the less reputable places.
Yeah, definitely.
Legal sites, they almost never have that kind of problem. It's just a problem of being split. And like Nintendo with the game analogy here and them, keeping things like Breath of the Wild and Mario to themselves, it's a bit more understandable because they made those games. But one example that I really agree with that he brought up in his video is Bayonetta 2. Because Bayonetta 1, it was on, PC, consoles. It was on the Wii, I think. It was on one of the Nintendo ones. But the sequel, because the people who made Bayonetta, they were going out of business. And Nintendo said, we'll give you money to make the second one, but it has to be on our console only. Which I think is kind of a dick move, because all the fans who were on, say, PC, they'd have to go and buy a Wii U to play the sequel to the game that they liked a lot. And I mean, I can understand that that's a business opportunity, but it's still scummy.
Well, that's the thing. It's more of like there's ill intent in their actions, and that's the problem. And I think that's the reason why the whole you should pirate your anime argument, or just anything. If a company is doing something out of ill intent and the service they provide is bad, is not for the consumer, and there's not a lot of options that are reasonable, like going to a competitor because they have some kind of IP monopoly, then in some ways pirating is more of a public boycott for the consumer, because it's saying, hey, we would pay for your sources, but your sources and services are just a bad experience. So until we get our anime or our games, at a better, service or a better price, then we're going to pirate them until it is, until the ill intent is gone.
Yeah. And I found a workaround that is makes me feel okay, because if I really enjoy a piece of anime that I watch, I usually buy the soundtrack if it has good music. Or I'll just, buy a sticker or something small like that. Just give a little back to the creators, buy some merchandise that I enjoy. Now, before anyone says anything, I'm not buying figures or like body pillows or I bought soundtracks, shirts, and stickers is all I've bought. Which is fine by me, because I can actually use those things. Like a sticker I can put on my laptop, I can wear the shirt, and I can listen to the music. And I think that's ethical because it's giving back to the people who actually made it, and not these, companies who are just holding the rights and not letting anyone else have them.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's really the problem with it.
Hello, viewers. Hope you're enjoying the podcast. You should go follow us on Twitter at TheTangentPod. I just made a new Twitter. You can follow me at T Krogan. We're doing the 12 Days of Christmas until Christmas Eve, starting the 12th. So the 12 Days of Christmas. I hope you enjoy that. You can follow Yjang on Twitter. We also have a Patreon if you want to give us some money. It would be appreciated. So you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/tangentpodcast. Just know that you have our thanks and you're helping support the podcast. We are also on Facebook. It's at Official Tangent Podcast. And of course, we're at tangentpodcast.com. Check us out there. We are trying to improve it every episode. We're trying to make the podcast better. If you have ideas or suggestions, tweet us. So I want to thank you all for listening to the Tangent Podcast. I really appreciate it. Making this podcast, it's something that I can give back to the world. That's why it's not really why I started doing this. I started doing this because I wanted to talk to my best friend,